Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Please let me know how you're doing, where you're joining from. Please introduce yourself. Good to see you all. We just started, so I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to get yourself comfortable. We're going to do face fitness together today, so make sure that you have your face is clean, your hands are clean. Maybe you can get yourself a cup of water. And tell your family members or friends around you to give you this time to yourself to listen to this Instagram live. I don't do them often, so today is going to be a special one. The topic that I'll uncover today is something that I've never covered here before in my Instagram lives, so it's going to be very, very exciting. And the routines that we're going to do today, they're also going to help you a lot, so I can't wait for you to experience that today. In the meantime, as you guys are joining, please introduce yourself. Please let me know where you're joining from and how you're doing. I see there are people from all over the world, from Dubai, from Greece, from the States, from India, from Turkey. Welcome, guys. Good to see you all. From Spain, from England. Welcome, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. Today, I'm also going to answer your questions. So if you have any questions, please let me know as well. And the topic of our Instagram live is one of the most requested ones, and it's chubby cheeks. So today we're going to discuss how to achieve nice plump cheeks and how to sculpt our face nicely as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting for you to listen to. And we're going to do exercises together live with you as well. You guys know that in the past couple of months, or I would say even more than a year, I've been hosting different marathons, different challenges, and so far I covered different areas of the face. I covered hooded eyes, I covered eye bags, I covered forehead, I covered jawline, so many areas of the face, but I haven't covered cheeks yet up until this month. So now we have a chubby cheeks topic as well, and I have techniques for you. We're going to practice them live today with you through this Instagram, and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to share with you, last month I hosted a glow up challenge for all of you to glow up for the summer, and the results of people who joined, they're so amazing. I had so many positive reviews, and one of them I wanted to share with you. She allowed me to share it, so I'm going to share it here. Oh, actually you can't see it like that, so let me change to this picture. Hopefully you can see it better this way. Give me one moment, guys, because this is something that is worthy of seeing. But if you can see on the screen, this is my student who came to me for the glow up challenge, and she achieved amazing results for not only her hooded eyes but also for facial symmetry, and it's only been a couple of days, so this is just the beginning for her, and amazing transformation. So I hope you're excited to learn today as well, because I'm going to be sharing with you techniques that are truly transforming, truly changing our facial shape, facial expressions, and how we use our facial muscles, how we flex them, and so on. Maybe you can see this better now. If not, essentially, this is my student who joined in May, and this is her result in just a couple of days. So I hope you can see a little bit at the bottom. Her eye used to be much more hooded on one side, and look at the difference in just a couple of days. Incredible result. Her lips as well became much more plumper, and her whole face started to get sculpted, started gaining that definition. So I'm so glad to see your guys' transformation and just helping you achieve that best version of yourself. If you guys have any questions, please ask me right now. If not, please introduce yourself and tell me where you're joining from. The reason why I picked the topic of chubby cheeks is because I got so many DMs, so many questions about this area of the face. And actually, it was one of the areas of the concerns for me back in the days before I started face fitness. And I can show you my picture here as well. how my face used to look like before I started face fitness. This is how my face used to look like. As you can see, I had undefined cheeks, I had facial asymmetry, and you can see that there was a lot of volume at the bottom of the face and not so much at the top while I'm smiling in this picture. So let me show you another picture where it's a little bit more obvious. Maybe this one would be a good example for you. So as you can see on my right hand side, my cheek was not defined, and on the left hand side there was more definition but also more folds happening. So as you can see, I went through a lot of transformation. Oh, sorry, I don't know why this image rised. As you can see, I went through a lot of transformation myself, and face fitness truly changes not only the small areas of your face but your overall face. It makes you look more sculpted, it makes you feel more refreshed, it makes you have glowier skin. And today we're going to discuss why this is happening and how you can get rid of chubby cheeks. By the way, if you guys struggle with chubby cheeks, please let me know in the comment section as well. Who here has chubby cheeks, or who wants to gain more volume in the cheek area and more definition at the bottom of the face? Please let me know, because today we're going to discuss that with you. We're going to go through this information together. For those of you who are joining for the very first time, or if you're my new follower, thank you so much for joining and following me. Please let me know in the comments as well if that's you, if this is your first time watching my live, or if you just started recently following me. We're now at 2.5 million followers on Instagram, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. But for those of you who are joining for the first time and you don't really know more about me, I'm going to introduce myself quickly so you guys know who I am. I'm Valeria Wexler. I'm a registered nurse here in Toronto, Canada. I'm accredited by the Canadian Nurses Association. My past experience, my past background is cosmetic medicine. I worked in the cosmetic industry for several years. I worked in the clinical setting where I was performing cosmetic procedures for clients, Botox, fillers, PRP, all the cosmetic procedures that are very commonly known nowadays. And then I transferred into teaching setting, where I was teaching in one of the leading schools in of the cosmetic medicine here in Canada. I was traveling to different provinces and teaching nurses and physicians how to perform cosmetic procedures. But as the years went by, I realized this is not aligning with my values. This is not something that I want to do for myself and for my career. And I realized that cosmetic procedures have a different side of the story that is not something that I want to do for myself, or of course to people around me. Because if you don't believe in something, personally for me, if I don't believe in it, I don't want to do it for people around me as well. So that's why I discovered face fitness, and now I've been practicing face fitness for more than 7 years. I also travel across the world, learning from different different industries, from osteopathy, from manual therapy, from myofascial release therapy, different techniques that I implement into my practice now. And I founded my Face Fitness System platform, where we have so many people right now who transformed their lives in the past months and years, and I'm just so grateful that those techniques, they truly work, they truly transform faces, and they make people the best version of themselves. Because that's my goal. That's my goal for you, to not just fix your hooded eyes or just get rid of your chubby cheeks and so on, but I want you to understand how you're supposed to feel, how your body's supposed to feel, what's the best outcome for you in this life. So this is what face fitness is about. It's not just exercises, it's a true transformation of your face, body, and your mind. So today we're going to discuss a lot about that, why we started seeing aging signs, why we started experiencing chubby cheeks, and what we can do for ourselves to not have that. So one of the exercises that I wanted to start with is the lymphatic drainage, and if you guys are ready, please let me know in the comments if you want to try a quick exercise right now before we go into more details about chubby cheeks and why we develop them and what we can do for ourselves. I see a lot of you are ready, so you can place your device somewhere where you can still see me, but don't hold your phone because you need your hands, and we're going to do this exercise. Place both of your feet on the floor, place both of your hands, palms facing up on your legs, and just take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale with your nose, exhale with your mouth. One more time, inhale with your nose, exhale with your mouth. Let go of all the tension from your muscles, from your body. Relax them. Make sure that your posture is good. Make sure that you're not bending your head anywhere. Control this posture during the exercise. And now what we're going to do is we're going to rub our hands against each other just to build some heat, to warm up our hands. And now we're going to start tapping on our face to help lymphatic flow move across our face. From the center, we're going to tap with our hands 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to drain it down towards our ears and down towards our collarbones. Now under our eyes. 1, 2, 3. Down towards our ears and towards our collarbones. Our cheeks. 1, 2, 3. Towards our collarbones. Our jawline. 1, 2, 3. Down towards the collarbones. Our neck. 1, 2, 3. Our chest. 1, 2, 3. And now raise your arm up and massage close to your armpit to activate lymphatic flow here. So essentially our lymph is moving away from our face, connecting to our ear and down towards our collarbones and towards our armpits to let it out with sweat. And a lot of times we have blockage in those areas, so we need to activate those zones. So massaging at these points is really good before you start face fitness. Also make sure when you do face fitness, both of your feet are on the floor. Now we're going to find a spot right above our collarbones. We're going to bend our shoulders slightly towards the front to develop that hollow space right above our collarbones. We're going to use our fingertips and we're going to massage here from side to side for a couple of seconds and then let go back to the center. Again, bend your shoulders towards the front, massage here and back to the center. You might notice that saliva starts gathering in your mouth. That indicates that the lymph started to flow and you're activating your lymphatic system. One more time, press and let go, relax, inhale, exhale. Perfect. How are you guys feeling? Are you ready for the face fitness today? Are you ready for the Chubby Cheeks lessons? I hope you are, because I am so excited to help you learn something new, something that is not commonly advertised online. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I wanted to bring up for you is the angle of beauty. When we're young, when we have nice plump cheeks at the top, it's something that people call angle of beauty, and they basically mark it as triangle that is facing upside down, meaning that the volume is at the top of your face is fuller compared to the bottom. The bottom is supposed to be more of a V shape. And as we start aging, but now I would want to say that it's not necessarily about aging, it's also about certain habits that are happening and physiological processes that are happening underneath of the skin that leads to that angle of beauty starting to shift, and now triangle faces upwards. And as you can see, what happens is we start losing the volume from the top of the face, and the volume starts to gather at the bottom of the face, which a lot of people of course don't like, which of course leads to chubby cheeks and loss of volume from the cheeks, and people start going for fillers, for cosmetic other procedures, Botox, for surgical procedures to lift that triangle of beauty up. Well, I'm here to tell you that there are other ways to do that, and of course the cosmetic industry will not share this information with you because for them, they only know of solutions that are invasive, and one of them is the buccal fat removal. It's been very popular among celebrities in the nowadays. And as you can see on the picture on the right hand side, what does buccal fat removal does? Essentially, the surgeon will remove a fatty pad at the bottom of your face where you can see that hollowness right now. This is done surgically, and that fatty pad is removed to achieve a more sculpted face. Well, right now, a lot of physicians, a lot of surgeons, they're actually voicing concerns against this procedure because what happens is it starts leading to premature aging effects. And this was an article posted by CNN recently that celebrities and social media have driven increased interest in the buccal fat removal, but a lot of surgeons, a lot of medical professionals, they voice concern because it causes premature aging. And essentially what happens with this procedure is that once we have something that is removed from our face, thinking that it's something excessive, something that our face doesn't need, just want to put that band-aid solution, the person doesn't want chubby cheeks, okay, let's remove buccal fat from the cheeks. What does that lead to? First of all, I want you to realize is that there is nothing that is excessive in our body. There is nothing that is not needed by our body or by our face. So when we remove something, certain structures, it leads to other issues. So for example, once we remove fat from the bottom of our face here, our cheeks lose support from underneath from that fat, and they start sagging down, which leads to, of course, loss of volume, causing nasolabial folds, causing jowls, causing marionette lines. And a lot of people don't realize that because they don't see the after effects of the procedure, they just see the effects after the procedure, right? So I want you to realize that there are so many other good methods that can be done to the face without having to go into invasive procedures. And I am like no one else knows better about this because this was my struggle. And as you can see, I used to have undefined cheeks at the top. I used to have fuller volume at the bottom, not necessarily because of aging, but because of certain habits, certain tensions in the face that we will discuss with you in a couple of seconds that led to that chubby cheek appearance. And it's so easily fixed with certain facial exercises that need to be done correctly to see that result. And one of the clients that I recently had, one of my students, as you can see, again, the same issue, loss of volume at the top, no really definition of the cheeks at the top, and more volume at the bottom. A lot of people are saying right now that this is all because of the loss of weight in my situation or in my student situation, and I'm here to tell you that there is no involvement in weight loss, because actually if you lose weight, and maybe you had to go through this yourself, or maybe you know someone, when someone loses weight, instead of skin starting to lift up to the top, the skin actually becomes more saggy. So it's not about weight loss. If the person lost weight, the face would not look like this. This is only done through face fitness. There was no weight loss involvement. And in my situation, I used to weigh even less at that time when the picture was taken, as I showed you just now. And now my weight is actually higher, but my face is not full. So what it means is that there are other things going on underneath of the skin that we need to pay attention to. So this result that you see right now in front of you, I think it took 8 days for her to get this amazing result. So why is this happening? Why do we start losing volume in our cheek area, and why we start gaining volume at the bottom? If you go to the cosmetic provider, they'll tell you, well, basically it's probably aging, or it's gravity, or it's collagen loss, or it's fatty tissue starting to migrate. But no, I'm here to tell you there is something else that is going on underneath and people do not talk about it. And this is muscle tension, especially facial muscle tension. You can see on the picture we have a lot of facial muscles and each of the muscles is interconnected with another. So there you can see on the picture your eye muscle, your orbicularis oculi, is connected to your frontalis muscle. It's connected to your zygomatic major, zygomatic minor. They're all interconnected together. And when we move our face, we're not just moving one muscle, everything starts to connect. So once there is tension in facial muscle of one side, I promise you it leads to tension in other muscles as well, because everything again is interconnected. And when this tension is happening, why is this affecting our face? Why is this affecting how we look? Well, let's look at the example of one of the most common muscles that usually gets tensed for us. This is our chewing muscle, our masseter muscles. The muscles that help us chew. And a lot of people, because of stress, because of certain emotions that they hold within themselves, they start to clench their teeth. They start to grind their teeth, especially during the nighttime when we're sleeping, but we subconsciously still clench our jaw. And this leads to masseter muscle tension and creating that muscle, growing that muscle bigger in size. So if that's you, if you tend to grind your teeth or you tend to clench your teeth, please let me know in the comments. I'm sure there are a lot of people who can relate to that. But what happens in that situation? Let's say we have muscle tension in our chewing muscles area. Usually the muscle is located here on our bottom of our face, and what happens is that the muscles, they help us hold our skin up. The muscle is essentially the middle point between our bone and between our skin, and it's connected through fascia, that glue, that elastic tissue that holds everything in place. A lot of you are saying you can relate to muscle tension in the chewing area. We'll do exercise in just 1 second for that, to release that. But essentially what happens, you have your bone here, and to your bone you have connection of your masseter muscles through fascia, through that connective glue, that elastic tissue that connects everything in your body. And then on top of your muscle you have fatty tissue and you have your skin. So if your muscle is not nice and stretched how it is on the picture here, once it starts to tense up, once you start grinding your teeth, that muscle shortens in diameter and it loses that support for your skin and for your fatty tissues. And what happens in that case is that, first of all, a lot of people go through facial asymmetries if they tend to grind teeth more on one side, or if you chew more on one side, you start to grow your muscle more on one side. And this muscle, your chewing muscle, your masseter muscle, is one of the foundational muscles for your beauty, because it's one of the biggest muscles of your face. You can even test it right now. Just clench your teeth against your hand. So place your hand on both sides, clench your teeth, and you'll feel that bulging against your hands. If you do, that's your masseter muscle, your chewing muscles bulging. If there is a lot of bulging happening, that means your muscles are tense, and we need to relax them. We need to stretch them back up so that they can support your face. So imagine if you don't have support for your fatty tissue and for your skin, everything starts to sag down. And what happens in that case, as you can see, if I drag my skin down, you can see that the volume all of a sudden is lost compared to the other side, and the smile lines start to develop, the nasolabial folds start to develop, marionette lines start to develop, and jowls start to develop at the bottom of the face. So we need to focus on the chewing muscles. One of the first priorities for face exercises is to relax your masseter muscles. So let's try it right now. Place your device where you can still see me, but you're not holding it in your hands, and we're going to do this quick and very effective exercise. For some of you whose masseter muscles are very tense, you might feel some tender sensations, some uncomfortable sensations. Completely normal. Just use your breath to connect with those sensations and maybe regulate the pressure that is more comfortable for you. So we're going to place our thumbs at the bottom of our jawline here, where you feel that sharp bone. This is going to be the edge of your jaw here. We're going to place our thumbs in that area. And what we're going to do now is we're going to place our knuckles right under our cheekbone. So you can feel your cheekbone here, close to your ear. This is where we need to stay, close to our ear. We're going to place our knuckles here. And with our mouth slightly open like this, you're going to move down towards your thumbs. 1, 2, as if you're trying to draw a C shape with your knuckles close to your ear. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. How are you guys feeling? I'm sure it's uncomfortable. There are some tender sensations. That's okay. Just bear with me and use your breath to connect and maybe decrease the amount of pressure. Now, place your index fingers right under your cheekbones, and we're going to again keep our mouth slightly open, and we're going to bring our index fingers down towards our thumbs, right close to our ears, not in the middle of our face, not at the center, close to our ears. This is where you will target your masseter muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. And now we're going to place our hands on our masseter muscles and just lightly tap on them, press on them to relax them, to calm them down. And tell me, guys, how are you feeling? How was this muscle relaxation for your chewing muscles for you? Please let me know if you had any pain, any sensations that were not maybe the most comfortable ones. Those are 2 exercises that are very good for masseter muscles. Of course, there are a lot more that you can do, and you can target your masseter muscles from different sides as well. You can even target it from the buccal massage from your mouth, so different ways to target them. But please let me know how you felt after this. A lot of you are saying you felt great, amazing. I'm glad to hear that, more relaxed. Some of you had some sensations that were not the most comfortable, which is completely fine. I told you that it might happen. All right, so let's keep going. Now you understand how face fitness system that I developed works. It's not just targeting your cheeks right away. We're going about different muscle groups that cause you to have chubby cheeks. We target these muscles first, and we then connect to our cheeks, because if you just target your cheeks, it's not going to give you a result. You need to target everything that is connected to that, because remember how I told you, all our facial muscles are interconnected, so we need to make sure we target them together. The next muscle group that is connected to our cheeks, it's the depressor muscles. And what happens with depressor muscles, their function is to lower our face down, to help us move the muscles downwards, move our face downwards. So when we're sad, when we're unhappy, when we're maybe angry, we use our depressor muscles to move everything down. And when these muscles, they start to tense up, essentially they freeze in that position of tension. That's why a lot of students who come to me, they say that they have downward facing mouth corners that stayed in that position, or they have that kind of sad look, maybe some 11 lines or maybe hooded eyes. By the way, this is also depressor muscles moving your eyebrows, because the function of depressor muscles is to lower, to depress the face down. And when these muscles freeze in that position, freeze in this position, you will notice loss of volume of the cheeks, you notice nasolabial folds, you notice marionette lines and jowls. So we need to relax our depressor muscles. That's the second muscle group that is essential for us. So let's relax our depressor muscles by stretching them, by elongating them. So one of the exercises that I really enjoy and my students love as well, place your hands on your temples and slightly elevate the skin up so that you create that kind of foxy eye look for yourself. You can rest your fingers on your head. And now we're going to stretch our mouth downwards like this. Oh. But we're going to make sure we're not creating lines above our upper lip. So we're going to hug our upper teeth with our upper lip like this. Oh, so we're kind of stretching our upper lip on our upper teeth. And we're going to hold it here for a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure your posture is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now very slowly start gliding your hands up towards your hairline and relax, and notice how your muscles start to feel more stretched, more lifted, and your face feels more open. We just targeted all your little muscle groups and relaxed them as well. So let me know how you guys felt after this exercise on your depressor muscles. I hope you're feeling good. By the way, one of the common muscles that is connected to our depressor muscles that is not really targeted well enough or often enough, it's the platysma muscle. As you can see on the screen, it's quite a big muscle that is connected to a lot of other muscles, and it starts from our chest, extends to our neck, goes into our jawline, and basically connects to our face in that way. So a lot of people, they don't target their neck muscles, or they're not targeting neck muscles properly. A lot of people that I see online, they teach only facial exercises, forgetting about the neck, forgetting about those muscles that are actually the foundation of our face. Because when your platysma muscle, your neck muscle, becomes tensed up, it starts to drag your face down, because remember, it extends towards your jawline, and as the muscles tense up, they shorten and they cause sagging of your face, making you lose that support from above of your cheeks, and everything droops down, creating certain issues, including chubby cheeks. And why am I bringing up muscles? Why am I saying they're so important, and why it's so important to relax facial muscles? Is because when they're tense, they start to press on the blood flow. And our blood flow is so essential to our face. So as you can see on the left hand side, these are the muscles that surround a blood vessel, and the blood's supposed to move very nicely to our face, perfuse our face with oxygen, nutrients, minerals, and so on. And then it's supposed to drain down towards our body and so on, basically carrying that oxygen like elevator, carrying those nutrients like elevator up towards our face, towards our head, and down towards our body. But what happens when the muscle is tensing up, when it becomes larger in size and bulgy in size, shortened in diameter, it starts pressing on the blood flow, on those blood vessels. And what happens is a lot of people start to experience discoloration to the face. They start to see the skin is not as glowy anymore. It starts to look more dull to them. It's not light. It doesn't look like it's rejuvenated enough. And this is because of the lack of blood flow, because blood flow helps us boost everything in our face, boost all the processes in our face. So what we need to do is we need to boost blood flow to our face. And this is another very good picture that helps you understand that analogy, like elevator moving up and moving blood down, up and down. And the same happens to our lymphatic flow. So what our blood is doing is it perfuses our face with oxygen, nutrients, minerals, and so on. But what our lymph does, that liquid, that water in our body, is it carries the toxins. It gathers the toxins and gets them rid of in our body through sweat, through tears, and so on. But when our muscles are tensed up, not only they press on the blood flow and the blood is not able to move freely, but it also presses on the lymphatic flow. So imagine again that elevator where the liquid, the lymph is supposed to travel up. Remove the toxins, gather them in your face, and drain everything down towards your armpits, where we were working with you today, towards your ears, towards your jawline, towards your collarbones, towards your armpits, and excreting the excess water through sweat and so on. When we're not able to do that, let's say your masseter muscles are tensed, or your depressor muscles are tensed, or your platysma muscle is tensed, presses on the lymphatic flow, so the liquid is not able to run freely and leave your face. Because how we were talking about the liquid is supposed to run, let me just get a pointer here. So essentially the liquid is supposed to run through from the center of your face towards the outside, connect with your ear, and move down towards the collarbones and towards your armpits. If there is a blockage here, let's say in your masseter muscle, the lymph is not able to move. It's not able to move freely towards your ear, so it starts to collect at the bottom of your face, wherever there is space for it to collect. Usually it's the hooded eye area, so that's why we start to develop hooded eyes, because there is liquid that starts to gather here. Usually it's our cheek area at the bottom here where we start to develop nasolabial folds. Usually it's the jawline where we start to see jowls. Our under chin area, that's why we start developing double chin. This is the liquid that is not able to leave our face. So that's why today we started with the first exercise for the lymphatic drainage to get rid of that excess lymph. So I hope it all starts to make sense to you, and this is one of the very common examples of how the face starts to get affected when the depressor muscles are tensed, when the masseter muscles start to lose support for the whole face, for cheeks, for fatty area, for fatty pads, and how the mouth corners start to face downwards, and how the liquid starts to gather under our chin, creating the double chin appearance. This is a very common look of the person who has tension in those certain areas of the face, and the liquid is not able to leave the face and starts to gather and create those issues, hooded eyes, and so on, what we discussed. This is, by the way, one of my students, and she participated in one of my challenges, in one of my marathons, and this was her in 28 days. Amazing result. I hope you guys can see from the chat. You can just press on the screen so the chat is not as visible, and you can see in 28 days the difference is amazing. Look at the lift of her overall face, look at the plumpness of the cheeks, look at the under chin area, look how much nicer and lifted everything looks, the hooded eyes area, and so on. I feel like it's just a completely new person who got rejuvenated naturally and happy about her results. And I'm just glad to see people transforming their faces naturally like that. So if you guys understand what I mean, if you understand that face fitness can help you with that, it can help with any area of your face, whether it's chubby cheeks, smile lines, hooded eyes, and so on. All we need to do is follow the face fitness system. So not just working with one area of the face, but we need to relax our facial muscles that connect to that problematic area that you have. So focusing, for example, for chubby cheeks, on masseter muscles, on depressor muscles, on platysma muscle, and draining that liquid away from the face and boosting the blood flow to our face. So let's do another exercise now for our cheeks. So before we did the surrounding areas, now let's focus on our cheeks. What I want you to do is I want you to grab the tissue where your cheekbones are. So you can smile and grab that tissue here, relax, don't smile now. Hold the tissue here between your index fingers and your thumbs. Hold it here for a couple of seconds to let the muscle relax between your fingers. Now when you're ready, you can even vibrate a little bit on that muscle to relax it even further. And now without letting go, let's start moving, without letting go of the fold, we'll start moving it towards our ear like so. So with our index and thumb fingers, moving the tissue towards our ear. Once we reach our ear, we're going to vibrate here more and then relax. And then we're going to do it 2 more times on this side. So holding the tissue, vibrating, relaxing the muscle, and then moving our fingers towards our ear, away from the center. And close to our ear, we're going to vibrate. A lot of people are asking, why do we need to vibrate here? It's because it will help to relax those tensed muscles close to our ear. A lot of people might feel like it's very hard to hold it here close to your ear. That's because there is more tension closer to your ear area. That's why we vibrate there, to relax that area further. So moving it towards our ear, vibrating here, couple of seconds, and then let go. And now we're going to use our knuckles and sculpt under our cheekbone. You don't need to apply any moisturizer or skincare right now, but if you feel like you need a bit more smoothness to your skin, you can apply a bit moisturizer or cosmetic oil or just water to create that smooth surface to glide on. When you're doing it, make sure that your posture is good, your feet are both on the floor, and you're not moving your neck towards the front while looking at me right now. You're staying at the center, and you're sculpting your face just with your hand. Now relax your hand, shake off your arm as well, and notice already how much more lifted and sculpted this side of the face looks compared to this side. And now we're going to move it even one step further. We're going to move our mouse towards the left side if you're working on your right side, and with our index fingers we're going to move towards our ear to sculpt our cheek. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Relax again. Notice that nice lift that starts to develop. And now we're going to grab the tissue right under our cheek, hold it here, the area where you usually sculpt your face, and we're going to move that fold again from under our cheekbone towards our ear. It's going to be harder in this area because there is more tension here. Vibrate next to your ear and let go, but try as hard as you can to move without losing that fold between your fingers. As you keep doing face fitness consistently, you'll notice how much easier and easier it gets for you to do those exercises, and how much easier it is to relax your muscles and see results quicker as well. One more time, towards our ear, shake it here, relax, and again look at yourself, look at that sculpt on one side of your face. You might even notice the lift at the temple area here. Everything is gathering up. Now let's do the same on the opposite side. Use your fingertips to create a fold on your cheek. You can vibrate here for a couple of seconds. Make sure your posture is good, your shoulders are down. And don't forget to connect your breath. Don't forget to breathe. A lot of people, they stop breathing when they focus on the exercise. And I always remind you guys to keep breathing. Shake next to your ear. Come back one more time. Sculpting the cheek towards our ear. Vibrating next to the ear. And one more time. Creating the fold. Shaking it. Moving it outwards with our fingers towards our ear, vibrating and relaxing again, noticing that nice lift. And now we're going to use our knuckle and sculpt underneath. Don't worry, you will not stretch your skin, you will not create any issues, because our skin is very resistant to stretching, very resistant. It's very elastic, and that's one of the functions of our skin, is to basically bounce back after relaxation of the muscles. So don't worry about stretching your skin. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Using our index fingers, moving our mouse towards one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And now creating the fold under our cheek where you usually contour your face without letting go. Moving that fold towards our ear. Once we reach your ear, shake it here, let go, and do 2 more times on this side. From the center towards the outside, shake it, let go, and 1 more time. From the center, pinch, pinch, pinch towards the outside, shake it, and let go. And now notice that nice sculpt of your both sides. Notice the plumpness of your cheeks and more definition. How you guys are feeling after this routine, after this set for your cheeks. Please let me know if you see any difference or feel any difference. Maybe there were some tender spots or something uncomfortable for you in certain areas. Please let me know as well. A lot of you are saying you're feeling great, more sculpted. The result is right away obvious, amazing. Feeling more relaxed, awesome. Feeling lifted, great. Perfect, all right. So as I mentioned to you before, this is what I mean by the face fitness system. We're not just working on one area of our face, we're connecting everything together. And I recently challenged myself, as always. You know, guys, I always make sure to evolve in my practice to make sure that I bring most up-to-date information and techniques to you guys. And it took my team and I about 3 months, maybe more, to find a client who will be willing to achieve a complete transformation for her face, for her mind, for her body. And a lot of you usually doubt the effects of face fitness because you think that maybe it's just for young people, or maybe it's just for certain groups or for certain ethnicities. And that's why I told my team to find a person who's never done face fitness before, who doesn't know who I am, and who's never done cosmetic procedures. And the rule was to find someone who is above 70 or 65 years old, to show people that face fitness works on any age group, any ethnic backgrounds, any gender, and so on. So this was my candidate. Again, it took us more than 3 months to find the perfect one because I wanted to make sure that the face is going to be able to respond to all the techniques nicely. So as you can see, in front of you, you have a person who is 70 years old. She's never done face fitness before, and she's never done cosmetic procedures before. And you can see that tension that I was telling you about today. You can see that the loss of volume happened at the cheek area. Everything started to droop down because of depressor muscles getting tense. You can see the nasolabial fold started to form. Lips became very thin because of the muscle tension of that orbicularis oris muscle, the muscle that surrounds the mouth. And you can see downward facing mouth corners. You can see marionette lines under the lips, and you can see a lot of fullness under the chin, which was one of her biggest concerns, is that fullness under the chin of the tissue, because the liquid, remember we were talking about the lymphatic flow, the liquid started to gather under her chin and creating that kind of double chin appearance, or a lot of people call it turkey neck, which I don't like the word, but hopefully it will help you understand what area of concern I'm talking about. And when she came to me, she said that, well, I really don't know if this will help me, especially at my age. This is another profile picture of hers. You can see there is a lot of fullness at the bottom of her face. You can see a lot of sagging at the jawline area, and there is no really cheek definition. I gave her my Chubby Cheeks challenge, so something that I just developed this year, my Chubby Cheeks challenge. She was doing exercises for 14 days, plus she had access to my face fitness system with other exercises that she did for extra days to have a 21-day experience in total. And are you guys ready to see her results? By the way, I haven't worked with her one-to-one during this time. I only met her during initial assessment, where I explained everything to her. I did an assessment, I touched her muscles, and I figured where the tension was. And then the rest was fully online for her. She had access to the platform, which I'll share with you. This is our platform. This is how it looked for her, because a lot of people message me and say that People achieve results because they work one-on-one with you. This person here, I took her in and I just did a first assessment, and then she had access to this platform where she had that 14-day Chubby Cheeks challenge that is going to be part of the platform very, very soon. And this is how the platform looked like. So there are different challenges, different marathons, different face fitness practices, body practices, meditations, guides, and so on. So she followed the platform for 14 days plus several exercises from the challenge, from other challenges, to make it a total of 21 days for her. Then she came to me for the final assessment, and this was pictures from the very first time I met her. Then she came to me for the final assessment and to document her results. And are you guys ready to see these results? I hope you are, because these are mind-blowing results. Boom. Look at this. Look at this difference. Look at her results. I don't know if you can see it well from here, from this view, but let me try to find a better picture for you. But as you can see, the volume of the cheeks has been restored. The skin started to lift up towards the middle part of the face. And as you can see here, this is a better picture. As you can see, the face became more sculpted, the cheeks became more plumper, and the bottom of the face, look at the under chin area, it became lifted, that liquid left the neck, and right now it looks much more thinner. There is still skin that needs to be lifted with face fitness, which will take a little bit longer, but look at the difference. Also look at her lips. Look how much plumper they look now. Again, this is a 21-day result and only 14 days of Chubby Cheeks challenge. So as you can see, the difference is incredible. She was so happy with her results, and she told me that truly this is something that she hasn't expected. This is another picture after Chubby Cheeks challenge. Look at the plump cheeks and look at the jawline. Look how much more lifted it became, and I think she aged backwards, and I think she just became the better version of herself. This is my other client that completed my 21-day glow up challenge. Again, look at the cheeks, look at the jawline definition. She came to me and those muscles, those depressor muscles, were tense, and as you can see, after 21 days the muscles became lifted, more defined. This is another one of my clients. As you can see, again, the face became more lifted, and that's what Face Fitness System does. It relaxes your muscles, it removes that excess liquid, boosts blood flow, and targets each and every part of your face systematically. So now this system is available to the public. The Chubby Cheeks Challenge is available to the public, and it's part of the Face Fitness System platform, where you can transform your face in 14 days, plus you have access to so much more. Each practice, oops, you can't really see what it says here, but each practice only takes 10 minutes per day to complete, and it's a holistic routine. So not only you're targeting one part of your face, but everything else starts to transform.